Stu Brown here. Anyone out there been told they have high blood pressure? Do you know if you really have high blood pressure? Are your doctors just prescribing medications to you? Well, we know that 120/80 is considered normal. But did you know that in order to really be diagnosed with high blood pressure, both your systolic and diastolic numbers need to be elevated, not just one? Doctors are overprescribing medications for simple things like high blood pressure. All you have to do with them is have one number out of whack and there goes the medicine. It's being dispensed to you. Usually doctors, once they have diagnosed you with high blood pressure, they'll tell you to lay off the salt. Salt is important. Anytime you lessen your salt intake, you lessen the ability to digest food properly. Why? Salt is sodium chloride. Hydrochloric acid is manufactured in your stomach to digest food. Salt, which is chloride, is one of the components of that digestive fluid. Salt does not give you high blood pressure. It will temporarily raise your blood pressure. Sometimes dialysis patients have a need for salt after being dialyzed because their blood pressure drops. And in order to bring that blood pressure back into the realm that it needs to be in, they will give a patient something salty, like salty chicken soup or that sort of thing. Calcium, potassium, and salt are required to create electrolytes, which is the electricity that keeps your heart beating. And always salt your food to taste, and don't worry about your pressure going up because you've consumed salt, but don't consume too much of it. What do I do about high blood pressure? To keep blood pressure in check, you have to have adequate amounts of calcium and magnesium. They kind of work together to keep things in shape by contracting muscles, that's calcium, and then magnesium helps them to relax. So not only does it keep your heart beating smoothly, but it also regulates your blood pressure. High blood pressure is not a genetic or a racial illness. Habits that you have learned from your family, the way that you eat, the types of food that you eat, what you consume contribute to the same diseases that might be running in your family. There is no gene for high blood pressure. When taking calcium, there are certain cofactors that are necessary in order to aid the absorption of calcium. Taking calcium alone is dangerous. That's why we have in our Healthy Body Start Pack a product called OsteoFX, because it contains those cofactors. Calcium is the #1 most used mineral in your body. And doctors have that one wrong. When they see calcium floating around in your blood, it's not a sign that you have too much calcium. So then they begin to prescribe calcium blockers. It's a sign that you have too little calcium. Your intake is too small, because the biggest depository for calcium in your body is your bones. So it leaches the calcium from your bones, and that's why we find it in our bloodstreams. A lack of intake of calcium on a daily basis can lend to osteoporosis. And osteoporosis can cause a plethora of problems with the human body. I hope you enjoyed these few tidbits of information. So be well, and remember, God heals, and the physician just collects the fee. Until next time.